Every time we get a stimulus check, Twitter always blows up with, how can you get out of the shackles of the 9 to 5? No. I'm about to piss off LLC Twitter, okay? Like, I don't know what y'all want me to say besides I'm coming for next. If you're unfamiliar with my channel, Tuesday Tea Talks is a news segment where I give you guys my unsolicited opinion about something I feel passionate about. And today I'm going to talk about small businesses and how half of us are like guaranteed to fail. So I thought about talking about this topic because, like, I know I got my Biden books. I know that we just got stimulated by this current administration, and I already start seeing LLC Twitter, all the break the chains from your 9 to 5 people start coming up and start talking about how you should take your money and invest it in your own personal small business. And I'm just like, no. I personally run my own business and it has its ups and downs. I definitely have to set my own schedule. I am my own boss. I get to do basically kind of whatever I want, but also I am tired. I am so tired, constantly tired, because running a small business means I have to run every aspect of my small business. Everything from like marketing to HR to promoting to creating to scheduling to making sure that I get paid, making sure my bills get paid, making sure my business gets paid. Yes, your business has to make its own money to cover its own bills that aren't yours. I know your business is basically a whole other person. I wanted to talk about this really weird luxurious lifestyle that small business owners seem to portray, because it's always the same narrative. It's always that, oh, you know, you work a 9 to 5. You are controlled by someone else. You can't dictate your schedule. But me running my own small business means that I have all this freedom and all this wealth to do what I want, and I never work a day in my life because I work for myself and do what I love. That's some top tier bullshit, and I am tired of hearing this, because like, I work for myself, I do what I love, but I have worked more days in my life than I ever could. Like, I almost miss a 9 to 5. Almost, because at least when I clock out, I'm clocked out. But then when I go back to a 9 to 5, I tried it like a couple times just to see if I missed it. A white man tried to tell me what to do, and it went downhill from there. The fact that 50% of businesses usually go under within their first 3 years. Like, that's a statistic, and I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna go up because of this panoramic that we're in. Because I don't know about y'all, but I know I personally was struggling a lot last year. Like, last year was just strictly survival. If it sold, it sold. If I didn't sell, it had to sell. Like, I do not remember much 2020. I just know that a bitch made it. Barely. So 50% of small businesses that get started are basically going to go under within the first 3 years. Within the first year. That's just a statistic of not really lack of support, but just like people underestimating how much goes into a small business and how much goes into running a small company, and how much goes into just being your own employer. The biggest thing I wish people also understand about running a small business is that it doesn't take a whole lot to get started, but it takes a lot of energy to keep the momentum going. Like, there have been so many times where I have looked at my bank account, looked at my pending deposits, and then think to myself, okay, cool, I can afford to do a couple of things. And then I look at my pending withdrawals and pending payments, and I think to myself, I need to work harder. And it never fails. So like, you really have to like learn how to set boundaries for yourself, because it's so easy to fall into a workaholic, non-stop burnout routine where you're constantly trying to make enough money to so-called make it or live easy. And you sacrifice a lot of your time. You sacrifice all of your time to it. Like, I hate that saying where, like, if you work for yourself, you never work a day in your life. No, if you work for yourself, you're working from midnight to midnight. Like, you're not getting any kind of real rest. And on top of that, too, if you are doing everything for your company, because some small businesses do have a way to hire employees or outsource some of their work. But if you're like me and you're the content creator and the social media manager, well, I only have two sets of hands, and they're always busy. They're always making something or posting something or editing something, doing something. I don't want people to look at this and be like, oh my God, never go run a small business, because it's very rewarding. Like, I'm literally make my own schedule. I do what I would like, and I will set my own deadlines. But the issue is that I'm a really shitty boss. Like, I have taken my ass to my own HR team, it's me, and told myself, hey, when's the last time you had a break? And then my boss looked at me and was like, when's the last time you paid a bill? So yeah, I'm an abusive boss, and I didn't realize that until I started my own small business. So yeah, this little things to remember, you guys. Like, if you don't know how to set boundaries for yourself and your company, then it's going to basically like leech the life out of you until you realize that either you need to stop being a small business owner or you need to be a better boss. The other thing too about like running a small business that LLC Twitter just seems to be like you gotta do and everything is you don't need to be a LLC. Like, I don't understand why everyone's like, go invest in LLC. What's the point of having a small business if you don't know what you want to sell? But yeah, so running a small business and everything, you be wearing all different kinds of hats. It is rewarding in its own way, but like, oh my God. I would say for anyone who's considering taking their STEMI money, their Biden bucks, and potentially putting it towards a small business, I will say put the money into a savings account first. And really work on what do you want to promote? What do you want to put out into the world? And then ask yourself if you can maintain this energy for more than a year, including pitfalls, because it's not going to be a lot of success. Like, I will tell you right now, your first year, you're going to be looking at yourself like, this how we live? This how we want to live? This how we going to live? I don't really have much else to say. I just want to pop in real quick and throw those thoughts out there because, oh my goodness, every time we get a stimulus check, Twitter always blows up with how can you get out of the shackles of the 9 to 5? No, it's okay to be, it's also like okay to work a 9 to 5. Like, if you want to be able to have someone else do everything else and you're just responsible for just a piece of the pie, then do that, okay? Because running a small business also means that you have to have the energy and momentum to maintain all aspects of it. So if you have a Karen in your DMs at 2 o'clock in the morning because she's unsatisfied with an order that you know is right, are you going to cuss her out or are you going to ignore her? Are you going to have the energy to reply to her in a timely manner? Is she going to be left on scene? Is she going to be left on red? Like, that's just a lot of energy you got to put into it, and you still have to make something. Like, you still have to post something new on Facebook or Twitter. Like, it's a lot. Enjoy your 9 to 5 if you like it. If you don't like the 9 to 5, change it. If you're thinking about getting into a small business or starting a small business, figure out exactly what you want to make and what you want to put out into the world. And then ask yourself if you can maintain that energy for that project for the rest of, I would say, the year. And if the answer is yes, go for it. I wish you the best of luck. But please, 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 please do not think that you're walking into this and you're just going to make money because you run a small business, because you are a small business. LLC Twitter be lying to you guys, okay? They're not going to tell you about the first 2 years. They always tell you about the ones who made it into their 20th year. You made it all the way to the end. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. And also, like, go check out my Buy Me a Coffee, because like I said, I'm a small business. So, alright, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening to me rant and ramble about this topic. If you have any questions about, like, small business stuff, like more detailed things, you're more than welcome to message me. I will get back to you in an untimely manner. Because I'm very busy right now, but I will see your comments and I will try to reply back to them as best as I can, and hopefully like as soon as I can as well. Catch you guys later. Catch you in the next one. Bye.